Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video on the channel, and welcome to a Slayer video. So it's been a while since I've gone over some of my favourite tasks and tasks which are really worth doing. However, due to going through the combat money making methods for the month, I have spotted a Slayer task I've not really done a video on before, and with the updates to combat, really interested to see what the changes are and if it will be any different or if it will be beneficial to go over as well. So if you haven't bought the Mask of Airut from the bonus XP store, I would highly recommend buying the Airut mask as well as all the others from the store on the next bonus XP weekend. Because of this, we can equip the Airut mask, go to Lanika. We do need to cancel a task first, cancel that. And then we can also go and force our Airut task. The Airuts are really good for a couple of reasons. One, because they drop the bones. Airut bones are currently 10k each and are a pretty decent way to train prayer, so they're always going to be substantial for that prayer XP, and it'll keep their price because of it as well. Not only that, they're pretty good for dropping rune items, which is why something like a spring cleaner will be very good. I'm just going to drop my cash stack into the bank. And not only that, they're actually really good combat XP as well as Slayer XP as well. So for me, they're definitely a task I'll always try and include in my cycle, and especially if I'm looking to farm some points. The Slayer mask really does come through clutch and is definitely beneficial in the long run anyway. Now, not only do you get a chance to force tasks with your Slayer mask, you can also teleport to all the different spots where they can be done. Curadel's not really worthwhile because you can't use a cannon, but if you want to go and do things like farm the rings and stuff like that, it can have a bonus being done in Curadel's dungeon. Piscatorius Pensula is not too bad. It's where I originally used to kill him, but there is actually a better spot to kill him anyway. But we'll just teleport here just so you can see roughly where they are. For me, they're a little bit too far spread, and because of that as well, you don't really want Airut spread. If a cannon was to hit them in a distance, they do have quite a brutal range attack, which they basically throw green balls and stuff. Eventually, they do sort of change into their melee attack, but we want to kind of keep them as much in melee range as possible. So just going to talk through our info. So we've got the Spring Cleaner, Enchanted Excalibur, and a Ritual Shard. These three will come to me on every Slayer task I have because they're just a combo you need. No paper because we're going to be noting the bones because the bones are going to be a huge sort of source of a profit. Best overload possible, so I'm taking an Elder Overload without going over the top. Penance Powder because we're going to use Vampirism because when they group up and when you kill them in a multiple area, they can be a little bit brutal. Cannon and Cannonballs because, again, we're going to use that more for a way of luring them in and then we can just AoE them down afterwards. Bunyip just for a little bit of extra HP. Bruise just in case it gets a little bit brutal. And then finally, we've got a couple of Sharks just to make sure we can get out there. There are a couple of times where you will die in this task, and I frequently die in this task because the range attack they do where they throw green balls can be just a bit too brutal, and especially when you've got a couple of them on you as well, they can hit hard. In terms of the drop table for Airuts, really nothing too special, but it's just consistent. So you're talking a lot of grimy herbs, you're talking a lot of rune salvage, coins, and you do have the chance of getting Razorback gauntlets, which aren't really worth as much now. 400k, effigies, not too bad with. But what we're here for is basically the rune drops and also the bones. In terms of Slayer, you need 92 Slayer to kill them. It's going to give you 800 Slayer XP per kill. And it can pretty much be assigned by the top 4 Slayer Masters in the game. Now, you can't use Poison, which is a bit of a damage decrease. And because of that, you're going to have to use your standard setup. I'm just going for Masterwork. Please don't judge the cape. It will get changed. I've gone for a Souls and a Vampirism Scrimshaw because of the DPS they can give you. And just to make it a bit more AFK in my opinion, and I've just gone for a Scythe because Scythe can just do AoE. Standard bar, AoEs as well. I've not actually done combat since the update, so I'm very much looking forward to how well Meteor Strike will hit, because I think it will really do some damage. So, where we're going to go? We're actually going to go to the Mazcab area, once I can find it. There we go. Liberation of Mazcab, when I have enough money to reset the portal. And basically, we're going to kill them sort of down from where the raid starts. Now, the reason I do this is because they're all bunched together a lot better and the cannon does do a lot more work. You'll notice that when I'm doing some kills, the cannon really does sort of chip in and do a decent amount of damage, really. So we've got a task of 155. We can just see how that goes. So if I go for Liberation of Mazcab. Right, so this is where the raid is. So we want to go and kill him literally just over here. So we are going to put Scrimshaw on, Vampirism on, Penance Powder. Now, this has been a little while since I've killed these, so we'll see how this goes down. Actually, I want the cannon a little bit more here. There we go. Underneath the cannon, fire the cannon. Now, whether it's best to do Soul Split or Pray Melee, we will soon find out. What I'm hoping is I've got enough of the Healing Familiars to not need anything. Now, as you can see, these little cannonballs or whatever is a range attack. What you really want to do is just stay central and just keep doing AoE abilities, and eventually they will drop the range attack and then come melee distance to where you can just AoE them down. So as you can see, like, we're just waiting. It just takes a while for them to stop doing it. But once they're grouped together, you get the HP back remarkably quickly, and the cannon just keeps luring them. So you've got a consistent base of Airuts to kill, and with the AoEs now, they just sort of pile up after a while. And as you can see, the arc benefit of having the bones come to your invo just makes everything way more easier, way AFK. I just sit here and just wait for them to stock up. And because we've gone a bit more defensive, a bit more conservative, we've basically got all the items working for us to give us our HP back. So we really didn't have to worry that we're going to die. And that's why I've gone for it more than anything, because I like to AFK and I like to keep my eyes on something else. And I don't really pay full attention when I'm doing Slayer. That's why I've gone for Vampirism, Scrimshaw, Bunyip, Soul, Ami combo. Obviously, if you're more confident than me, obviously, if you're going to pay more attention than I do and you want to go and do more DPS and stuff, obviously change your setup up, go for what you feel is best. This is just what I rock, and it works pretty well for me, and I pretty much just AFK the task away. So that's pretty much Airuts. We'll do this overload dose where we just talk over like the kills and stuff. But yeah, they're really decent Slayer XP. Probably one of the better like level 90 base ones, and they really are a pretty safe task to do. Definitely one as well. I always have this mask in my rotation as well. You can only force the task every 3 days, but it really is one which will add some GP into the stack, give you really good combat XP, and also really decent Slayer XP as well. I'd like to say, depending on like how consistent and how big your tasks are, you can definitely be in hundreds of Ks for this Slayer task. It really is very good. The only thing I say, like I've mentioned a couple of times in the video, just keep an eye out for that range attack, and if there's too many of them on you. However, I just seem to have too much healing capability, and I pretty much just out DPS it anyway. But they do drop sharks. They drop sharks fairly often, so if you're ever struggling for food, it will be there as well. And that's basically an Airut task. You just AFK away, you note your bones, your spring cleaner does work and throws it all into your invo, and then after that, roughly you're going to be average out to 7.5 mil per hour just from this as well. So really decent task, definitely one to keep an eye out for. If you do get them, please try them here as well. If you don't have the ability to go to the Liberation of Mazcab through the Max Guild, you can actually set up through the community tab to teleport there as well if you set up to go to raids. It is a little bit of a nightmare, but it's very similar to how you'd set up to teleport to elite dungeons. But it's a good way to teleport for free as well. Make sure to keep these in your rotation. Prefer them if you really enjoy them. I've got them on third as well because they're such a good task. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. If you do enjoy these Slayer guides or Slayer videos or me focus on a Slayer task, let me know. Let me know how this structure was. Was it good or not? Because when the bundle count does lower level Slayer, we're going to go over all the lower level tasks because Necromancy have kind of changed everything to do with it. So we're going to be doing a bit of a huge overview for it as well. So hope you guys enjoyed. If you have, please make sure to leave me a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys very soon in the next video.